Hello everyone. I am Dr. M. Marimuthu, Assistant Professor of Economics, Dr. Zagir Hussain College, Iliangudi. Today I am going to discuss about basis of economics. So, let me discuss about one small definition which is given by Jones Robbins. He has given in 1935 economics is within the double inverted commas the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means which have alternative uses. That means economics always studies uh, human behavior and which studies the relationship between two things. One is ends and another one is scarce means. These ends is nothing but our unlimited wants, and scarce means is nothing but limited resource. The resource always is limited or limited, but at the same time, our wants are unlimited from the morning to from bed to bed, from morning to evening till we till we go to bed. Our wants will become, the wants will happen. Each and every moment, our wants will come. That's a very important one. So that is why economics which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and means, which have alternative uses also. Okay. Next, in economics, we will study some few central economic problems. That is, one is what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, where to produce, what provisions should be made for economic growth. These are the central economic problems we used to say. Here, let us discuss one by one in detail, because so many things we need in the society. If you take it, means so many things we need, because the people are having so many wants. So many things we need, but out of the so many things, which one you are going to produce? What are the things that are very essential for the human beings? That's why during the pandemic situation, so many industries have been closed for 3 months or 4 months. But at the same time, the government understood that the very important one for the human being is rice, wheat, and vegetables. That is why they have given permission from the day one to they have given permission to do agriculture work. They never stopped it. Okay. The second point is how to produce. Okay. We have selected that what to produce, but at the same time, there are different ways of producing the goods, agricultural goods. Whether you are going to use manually with the help of the labor, or with the help of the machine, or with the help of ICT tools like. Sorry, definitely we cannot produce with the ICT tools. Only the teaching can happen with the help of the ICT tools. But at the same time, we can produce these agricultural goods with the help of machines. But if we produce with the help of the machines, ultimately the problem will arise for the employment. So that is why the government allowed not to use machines, and at the same time they they have permitted to do people to engage in agriculture work. And again, the next problem is, the central economic problem is, for whom to produce. For whom to produce? Are you going to produce for the rich people, or are you going to produce for the poor people, or for the middle income people? So if you produce like car, bikes, these all the things, definitely the rich people will come and buy. But agriculture goods, everyone will buy. And where to produce? Are you going to produce in the village or in the city? And what provisions should be made for economic growth? Whether we produce these goods means definitely the economic growth will arise or the economy will shut down. These all the things we have to take. That is why these are the central economic problems. The next one is okay. The next one is economics always studies with cause and effect economic relationship. Economics always it is called as a positive science, normative science. It is called as a normative economics, positive economics, and now we are going to discuss only about the positive economics only. The positive economics uh, always explain about systematically. Okay, and systematically it is going to explain about each and every economic phenomena as they actually happen in this world, and it is going to study about the common characteristics of economic events. The next very important one of this positive science is it is going to deal about the cause and effect relationship between the economic variables like demand and supply. It is always going to deal with the theoretical proportion. And the last but not least, economics always deals with the value judgment. But this positive science, because since it is going to deal with the systematic way, here we are not going to study about no value judgment. But at the same time, normative economics, it will say that what we have to do, what we should not do. So that is why the normative science or normative economics always deals with value judgment. What we should do, what we should not do, everything it will explain. Thank you.